Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo, it is Friday night. Oh my goodness. What a crazy, crazy week. We've got Christmas coming up. We've got the holidays coming up. But I just went to Legion's Con. So I want to talk about that really quickly. We just did a live stream where we went over all of my sister's figures. And funnily enough, I was talking about in there how these are the most delicate of my collection. And outside, I think the Death Corps of Krieg, I think, are probably the most delicate. But these are right up there. So while I was moving over there, one of them fell and their hand broke. Yay! So I have another breakage on the figure. So let me move the camera a little bit, because I don't think you can see everything. Let me move this back. There we go. There's much better. There we go. All right. So yeah. So while I was moving them, one of them fell. So that's annoying. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like I'm not signed in. Yes, it's me. Oh my gosh, whatever. Anyway. This is gonna be annoying. I want to see the chat. I'm trying to see the chat. Let's see. Why did this sign me out? I don't know why this signed me out. So give me a sec, guys, as I sign myself back into YouTube so I can talk to you. There we go. I think this was changed too. Oh, I know why. It's because I just changed it. Probably, hopefully I didn't mess up my stream. Nope, did not mess up my stream. What's going on, guys? Anyway, so while this logs me back in and I have chat to be able to see what's going on, I wanted to quickly go over the sister figures. There we go. All right, there we go. Yo, what's up, Cyber Rat? What's going on, dude? So anyway, so Cyber, we just did the live stream before in the collection room, and we went over my entire collection of sisters, right? So all the different sisters. We got the Order of the Martyred Lady. We got the Order of the Argent Shroud. We got Morvenn Vahl there. We got a Paragon suit of the Martyred Lady, Paragon suit of the Argent Shroud, and now we have battle damage on both of the orders for the sisters. So we I already had her. She's missing an arm because of the how on these figures the joints that connect are really gummy, and so when you turn them, sometimes they get stuck inside of the plastic arm pieces. And so when you're turning them, you don't realize sometimes that you're not actually turning the joint, you're turning the gummy part of the arm essentially that's stuck in there, the joint, and so you just twist it off. So that broke on here. I've had a Tyranid, one of the lesser, the Tyranid, forgot, I think it was one of the ones with the guns, his arm ripped off. So I had that happen to her. I had that also happen to one of my Astra Militarum figures. So it's all of those medium-sized, lower size figures where that happens to, I feel like. This just happened. I was coming into my room here, and she took a dive as I was bringing them, and her hand snapped right at the wrist. So her hand is broken. So the one good thing is, because her arm broke off, she doesn't need her wrist joint. I have an extra wrist joint, so I'll be able to fix her. Unfortunately, that one I'm not going to be able to fix anytime soon. This happened almost a year ago. But yeah, so we have two sisters now with battle damage on their figures. So these are awesome figures. These are also really expensive. All of the Argent Shroud figures are really expensive. I'm hoping that JOYTOY does a reissue of these figures. These are awesome. These The reason why I wanted the Argent Shroud, and originally they only came out with 3 different versions of the Argent Shroud, and then they came out with the Paragon Warsuit. But they did not come out with any more figures. So it was, at the time, we had the sisters, so we had the Martyred, Sisters of the Martyr, come out. So we had all the standard sisters. Then they came out with these Order of the Argent Shroud, and they came out with Order of the Bloody Rose. Both of those figures, 3 each, sold out immediately. Well, not immediately, but they sold out pretty quickly. They have not done a reissue on these figures. So on the aftermarket, these are over $100 per figure of the Argent Shroud. Same thing for the Bloody Rose. Funnily enough, the Paragon Warsuit is actually really easy to pick up. So you can grab the Paragon Warsuit right now. And it's actually like half of what the original price. So they think the Paragon Warsuit originally was going for like 70, 80 bucks, or maybe 60 to 70. Now you can get it for like 40, 50 bucks, which is close to what the original price of the Argent Shroud standard figures were for these. So, but these are awesome figures. The only problem I have with them is they're on the more delicate side of any of the JOYTOY figures that you're going to get. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. So Cyberrat, oof, my Valdor has a paint chip on one of the greaves or knees from falling when I first got him and fell off my... Oh, that sucks. Glad you can repair at least one of them, get a replacement, and make the unfixed... Yeah, dude, I cannot get a replacement. These are... Well, maybe on the Martyr, I can get a replacement for them. I think because they've reissued these ones, which are the more popular of the sister figures. But the Order of the Argent Shroud, these figures, dude, these are expensive. These are, even when I bought them a year ago, these were upwards in 40, 50 bucks. Now they're over like close to $100, or if not $100 more for each one of these 3 figures. So, again, if you're looking to pick up any of the Order of the Argent Shroud or the Bloody Rose, my recommendation would be to get the Paragon Warsuit for these, because these are still, I think the Bloody Rose one is also easily to get, just as much as the Paragon Warsuit for the Argent Shroud. And yeah, her hand for some reason came off this. Watch me like break this figure as I'm doing this. So they have these figures. The Paragon Warsuits are actually pretty funny. They look very similar to how the Nemesis Dread Knights look. And people give Grey Knights shit all the time about the Nemesis Dread Knights. But I don't feel like people give any kind of grief to the sisters for their Paragon Warsuits, which is essentially just a mini version of the Nemesis Dread Knight. So there we go. We got her hand back in there. And we're not going to get her finger on here. But anyway, so these are really cool. Again, I did a full review on all of these figures in depth if you guys are interested over on my normal feed with a really good camera. Oh my god, I almost knocked Celestine over. But the Paragon Warsuits are probably the most secure put together figures for the sisters. Again, all of these are good figures. It's just there are some, because they're so tiny compared to like the Space Marine figures, there's some problems with these figures. Morvenn Vahl right here, one of the issues, not from a construction standpoint, it's just how she is put together. She has this really long, awesome javelin spear that she has, but the pipe that goes from the weapon to her wrist is so short that this is as far out as you can have her hold this javelin spear. So literally, this is it. How I have her standing right now is pretty much the way you're going to have her standing in your display. You might be able to put the spear up, but as far as like a battle ready pose, yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to get. So again, the Paragon Warsuits are pretty cool. We got the Argent Shroud one, which I showed you before. So she's got the incinerator. She got the twin incinerator. She got her power sword. And then we got the Martyr, House of the Martyr. And so she's got I believe that's a multi-melta on her. And she's got her power sword equipped on her Paragon Warsuit. I got to be really careful. I'm going to move her up a bit. So the Paragon Warsuits are awesome. I really like them. I think this is the extent of my sister's collection that I'm going to get. I also have the oh my god, this is so scary. I have Celestine right here, who is a great figure. Looks absolutely beautiful. Probably the best, most beautiful figure in this entire line. But she's delicate as fuck. She is so delicate. Her power pack I just glued on the other live stream because it was constantly coming off, and she fell a little bit and one of the wings broke off, and I had to glue that back on earlier this year. And just in general, she is a delicate figure. So beautiful sculpt, looks great, looks exactly like the miniature, better than the miniature to be honest with you. And then we had a Weta come out with a statue of her, and I mean, this is really close to what the Weta statue looks like, to be honest with you. She has these long, I wouldn't even call them purity seals, I would call them purity scripture or something. And they're attached, they're attached on the back. She has her power pack. She comes with a flight stand and a standard figure. She's also so light that this figure stand can easily hold her. This is probably one of her Geminae is also the same way, but one of the very first figures that I've ever seen that are so light that literally it doesn't matter what position you put in the flight stand. She's going to be completely fine, but super delicate, dude. She is not going to take, she takes any kind of a dive, something is going to break. Here's her doves that she comes with too. She's also essentially a being of the warp, right? That's the deal with Celestine. And then we have her two Genmas, and these are also good figures, but again, bit of a problem. Same thing with those arms that we had with the Argent Shroud figure, where you got to be careful because the joints are gummy for these arms, and they are going to probably get stuck or frozen on the inside of your figure. So you got to heat them up with like a heat gun before you mess around with them, because these are, I think that they have fixed this problem now, but with the later figures, but these earlier figures, this happened a lot with any of those very smaller size figures. So we have the smaller Tyranids, we have this, we have the Astra Militarum figures. Death Corps or Krieg are notorious for that problem, where the gummy joints will get stuck on the inside of the arms, and then you'll move the arm, or at least you're thinking you're moving or twisting the arm, but you're not. You're not twisting the forearm, you're actually just twisting the joint, and it's twirling the entire thing, and you're just spinning it off. So all you're doing is turning it, and twisting it so it breaks off. But all of these figures are great. Again, from the perspective of being the most delicate, they definitely are, but they're also some of the best sculpted figures that JOYTOY has put out. Even with, and these are, really, they haven't changed the sculpts on these figures. This is, right here, here's one of our heavies with the multi-melta, and she came out, let me put her on her stand here, and I'll explain what I do with the figure stands too here. But she was, I think, one of the newer models, or one of the newer figures for the sisters that came out, and she came out, I think, 2 years ago. But she is very similar to, there's not much different between her and the very first run sisters of the Martyr that came out, you know, I think this is a 4-year-old figure. This is probably a 2-year-old figure, maybe 2-3 years old. This is maybe 5 or 6. But again, the sculpts, the bucks are almost identical on these figures. Again, heavy weapon, standard weapon. One of the things too that I do with all of my, all of these smaller size figures, besides the Tyranids, I probably should do that too, is I put little tiny magnets in the bottoms of their feet, so that it's very easy, because these figures have a problem with standing sometimes because there's so much, they're top heavy weight, and most of the JOYTOY figures have a very good base, nice wide base on those power armor figures, but as you can see, with the skinny bottom portion, the legs, it's very hard sometimes to get these things to stand. especially in something like this where I'm not in here a lot and I don't want stuff falling. So having the magnets on the bottom of the feet, now stop saying feet, bottom of the feet is so much better because it gives much more of a secured posture to this instead of just having a single peg that's in the bottom of these the feet, not feet. So the other thing too is these brackets or stands that they're standing on, these came from the Nemesis Dread Knights. And if you have a Nemesis Dread Knight, you know you don't need these bases because the Nemesis Dread Knight is probably the most stable JOYTOY, I don't even call it a figure, thing that they've come out with, period. And so these are just metal bases, and on the bottoms of the JOYTOY, the Nemesis Dread Knights, they have magnets on them. They don't need these. So these are magnetized, these are metal bases, and I have the magnets on the figures on the bottom of the feet. And so these are perfect. I just realized this today that these are absolutely perfect. So this is going to be how they're going to go in my collection room. I'm not even going to need to have these metal stands that essentially these are 3M plastic, not plastic, 3M metal backs of your phone to put on so you can magnetize the back of your phone. You can have the battery attached on the back there really easily. So but these are just metal strips with stickies on the back. Those work great in a pinch for stands when you have the magnets on them. But again, because I have these metal bases that I have here, these figures are going to go behind me in the collection area as I try to move this so they don't fall over. And they're going to be situated on this, so I don't have to worry about them falling over. Or at least I hope I don't have to worry about them falling over. But yeah, so that is the deal with all these figures. Again, beautiful figures, great sculpts. They haven't upgraded the bucks on any of these figures, but to be aware, these are definitely this, and I would say probably the second most delicate figures that you're going to have, and easily the most delicate figure in the entire line. Celestine wins that by far, not even close. I've had her pipes pop off, a piece of her wing break off. I've glued it all back together, so she's fine. But I definitely think that she wins the prize for the most delicate figure. And across the board, the sisters figures are right in there for the most delicate JOYTOY collection, period. I think Death Corps Krieg probably wins that just because they're earlier figures and they're skinny. They also have that same problem with the joint getting frozen or stuck in the plastic. So when you're turning it, you're essentially just turning the joint and you're twisting it and you're breaking it off. So, but other than that, like I said, great figures, beautiful figures. Just be very careful with them, and don't let them fall. Like I let one of them fall and they just literally broke their hand off. So, Cyberag, glad you can repair. Yeah, like I said, the biggest problem with these figures is that you can't really get a replacement for them just because they're so expensive, right? They're so expensive and you really can't get extra parts for these. My idea is eventually just to see if I can buy some extra parts from the JOYTOY chat and see if I can get some, replace her arm. I'm going to replace her wrist with her wrist. I think it's black. Yeah, it's black, so it's going to match. But yeah, so that was the only problem with those figures. So, but yeah, these are going to go up in the collection room. I'm actually going to put them right on top of where the Blood Angels are. We're going to move the Thousand Sun Terminator out of the way. I know Lone would be upset. But again, this is a great Terminator as well. And we got to actually open up I think I have 2 more figures for the Thousand Suns to open up. So we're going to move Shuma Garath. Not calling him Gargantos. He's Shuma Garath to me. We're going to move him out of the way. And we're going to put the sisters up there. And then once we get all the sisters up, I want to do a quick comparison and show you the order of the Argent Shroud compared to some of the Grey Knight figures, because those are absolutely amazing armor. And that's one of the reasons why I picked up all of these figures, was because they're so close. They literally look like the female comparison to what the JOYTOY Grey Knight figures are. So let me move these out of the way. Let me try to move this without anything falling off and breaking. And again, this is a great magnetized base. So if you want to do the same thing I do, you can look at that video that I just did earlier today. Oh, dude, this is absolutely perfect. This works out great. And so they're right next to where the Grey Knights are. So that's perfect. And I'll bring the camera over so you guys can see. Let's take this off. La la la. So yeah, so they're going to be situated right here. And so we got them right next to the Grey Knights. And so this armor, this shiny silver armor of the Argent Shroud, is just a perfect complement to the Grey Knights. Actually, you know what I'll do? While I have it like this, we'll open up the Grey Knights area, and we'll put one of the Argent Shroud figures in there, so you can see really how they compare and how close they are as far as the color. All right, they look awesome. They look absolutely awesome in there. Again, let me get some light so you guys can see a little bit better. But yeah, like if you are a Grey Knight fan, and you love the JOYTOY Grey Knight figures, these Argent Shroud figures are perfect for really a standby collection if you want the sisters to be a part of the, in your canon, the Grey Knights. So this is the Argent Shroud figures are great, man. They look pretty close to GK, like a subchapter. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Again, that's why I picked up so many of these figures. I almost want to put them in there. Yo, what's up, Recon? What's going on, dude? But yeah, so that's why I picked up 6 of these figures. And what was funny was these were pretty expensive comparatively. How much money these all of these, the Order of the Bloody Rose and the Argent Shroud figures are pretty damn expensive now, especially because they haven't done a rerun on these. They did a rerun on the Martyr ones, but not on these ones. And Celestine fell. You've got to be kidding me. God damn it. I think Geminae fell too. Oh my God. I swear to God, I just literally want to put these figures away and not think about them. Oh my God, and her wing fell. I think her wing broke. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't even move. They just fell. Did it break? Yup, look at that. Oh my God, it literally broke. Is this the one that broke too? I think this is the one that broke previously. So I have got to glue this now. God damn it, dude. Swear to God, like she didn't break. She didn't break at all. The Geminae one didn't break. Celestine's wing broke. Look at that. God damn it, dude. Oh my God. Again, like I said, these are these are delicate figures, man. Delicate figures. Again, beautiful figures, but they're delicate. I'm going to glue this after the fact, but I want to put these... I want to get... I don't know how they fell. Oh my God damn it. Anyway, I'm used to repairing that figure anyway, so we'll repair that figure again. I'm becoming a master repairer of Celestine. So, but again, we got... I almost feel like sticking them in my glass display so I don't have to worry about these things ever falling over. But actually, Blake, what I want to ask you is, do you have this? So this is the metal base of the Grey Knights, NDKs. So if you have an extra one of these that you don't want or you're not using, I 1000% want it, because on the bottoms of all of my sisters figures, I put these on. Actually, all of the medium figures, I put these little tiny magnets on the bottom so that they can stick on there and I don't have to worry about them falling off. Which is why Celestine just fell, because she's on a flight stand. But yeah, so this is, so if I got 2 of these bases, so I just need a third one. So we're gonna put this one over there now. I can't believe that broke. God damn it, dude. Swear to God. And this one just broke. Look at this. As I was bringing it into the room, her hand right there, just she dove and she broke. But I have an extra wrist because the Argent Shroud figure had broke a while ago. So, oh my god, I probably should. Let me see if I can get this up. Oh my god! All right, we got it on. Woo! That was a bit scary. Not gonna lie. All right, so we Order of the Martyred Lady. So we got these ones up here. We're gonna stick the Paragon suit in the back. Same thing with this one. Let me shut the glass display here. So this one is all set. But yeah, dude, I literally cannot believe that just broke. That just fell and broke on me. And literally I'm sitting here going, yeah, by the way, these are the most delicate figures. You got to be careful with them. And then boom, broke. Dude, and I swear to God, it was like wind behind me made her fall. Because I did not bump into these figures. Swear to God. All right, so we're going to do Paragon Warsuit. Thank God this is not prone to falling. Paragon Warsuit's going to be in the back. All right, and we'll make it look better another time. But for now, we're going to have this one situated also. Again, the Paragon Warsuits are probably one of the most stable figures in the JOYTOY line. They do have a couple of little tiny pieces that you got to be aware of. I'll move them around too. Maybe I'll put the Paragon Warsuits on the metal display stand. So, and then we got Morvenn Vahl. Who's going to stand here? She looks awesome. I actually almost think I want to stick her with Custodes because that's where she got her armor from. But yeah, and then god damn it, man, I was gonna put Celestine in the middle, but now shit, I gotta glue her again. Oh my god damn it, man. Swear to God, all the time with these figures, with these. So we got this one just broke, and this one just broke. So best thing to do is don't move them. Try not to move the figures. So, all right, guys. So we did a quick review tonight. I know that these are probably the most. What's up, Sunny? Typical sister could only dish it out. Can't take a hit. I agree. But the collection room is looking much better. It's almost done. We're more than halfway through it now. But yeah, so we're gonna close it up here. We got a nice display done. I know the sisters are probably the least popular figure. Anytime that I do a video or anything on the sisters, they get the least amount of views. So I know that the sisters are probably not the most popular, but I like them anyway. So, but I am going to close up shop here and then try to glue Celestine's wing back on. And then I'll be on, I'm going to stream some Space Marine too, because I got to get my, my stratagems done. We got the one done. We got to get the other hard one done for the week. So maybe drill out small holes on each side of the broken part and use a small part of glue. Yeah, to be honest with you, Cyberrat, I'm just literally going to glue it. I don't even want to try messing around with drilling anything on these figures, just because I have the worst luck with these figures. These are very delicate figures and they wind up breaking a lot. So, but yeah, so I want to say, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. We'll be on Sunday night for Toy Hammer After Dark with myself, Recon Rage, and Carlos from Badass Reviews. And yeah, next week is going to be, we're going to do Custodes. Custodes is going to be next week, as well as this guy right here. We're going to put him in the display too. So he's all fixed. If you guys want, take a look at the video I just posted earlier today. It showed exactly how I fixed it, how I got that shoulder piece on there. So he's ready to roll, and he's going to go with Valdor and my other Custodes, which we'll do a video next week. So yeah, so that's going to be coming. So be on the lookout for that. And then, yeah, we got Paturbo who's going to be coming. And then I also picked up all of the Iron Warriors over here. So we got all the Iron Warriors, which I originally wasn't planning on grabbing until Blake talked me into it just by mentioning the goddamn Iron Warriors. But I got the 2 Terminators, and then we got the 4 Power Armor variants. So very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. I'm Wraith. I'm out. I'm going to be on doing some Space Marine 2 streaming, and probably, what time is it now? 12:30, probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll do some Space Marine 2. And then tomorrow night, we'll either do some Space Marine 2 or Battle Sector. All right, guys. I'm Wraith. Oh, wait. Do you have any Commissar Sebastian? No, I wish that, so I wish that they would come out with some Commissar figures. I'm hoping that we get some Inquisition figures sooner than later, because we need some more, and especially once they figure out, well, I think that they figured out the more smaller size human figure. So as long as they figure that out and they've done a better job with the arms connecting to the joints on it, I would love to see that. So, but yeah, I hope we get more JOYTOY human size figures. We get some Inquisition figures. We get some more Commissar figures as well. So, all right, guys, I am Wraith. I am out. I'll be on doing some streaming from Space Marine 2 in a little bit. If you want to jump on and join, you are more than welcome. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.